And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Katawa Shoujo, and Happy New Year! I'm fairly sure this is going up on New Year's, so Happy New Year! I hope you guys had a relatively good end to your 2017, and now we are in to 2018. And with that, let us continue with our little bit of alone time on the roof with Lilly. Looking up, her expression is calm and placid. The fact that her face is pointed well above the sheet in front of her makes the sight of her work all the more curious. Her shoulders slump a bit after finishing one final fold, her work apparently done. It's only when she holds the item up in her hands that I realize what it is. Aww. A small origami crane. Light brown, thanks to the packaging used, the result, it looks quite delicate and precise. You can do origami? I taught myself how to do it when I was younger. It improved my dexterity a bit. Huh. A little baffled, I carefully take the small bird from her pale, cupped hands, as if it would break from the slightest breath. It seems to be folded quite well and holds its shape easily. We both grab our bags and head out the door. Lilly extends her canes as she does so. I hold Lily's handiwork up to my face for further inspection while we walk down the hallway, her hand running along the silver handrail for orientation. If she taught herself origami to improve her dexterity, with the use of her hands meaning so much to her given her condition. Ah, so that's it. A smile as I realize the bird's meaning. Everyone here has had to find their own way of dealing with their conditions. You aren't alone here when you have problems. Thanks, Lily. I appreciate this. She gives a sweet smile and a nod, not using words where none need to be used, in her typical manner. All I ask is that you take care of yourself, Hisao. Don't worry, I will. Promise? Promise. And with that, we part ways. To be honest, I don't know what annoys me more, the fact that I could die at any moment, or the fact that everyone knows that. I guess I'll just take each day as it comes, as the unexpected present in my hands reminds me I'm not alone here. Even though I may be like this, I'm not alone. If they worry, if anyone worries, I'll smile. I'll smile enough for all their worries to go away. I don't think that's the whole meaning of it. The moment the bell rings out, a collective sigh of relief comes from everyone. Much of the morning being taken up by a droning lecture on stoichemistry? Stoy? I have no idea how to say that. Geometry. Oh, stoichiometry. Jesus. I didn't pay attention to science very well back in high school, that's for darn sure. I went into literatures because I like books and I like stories. That's why I'm making visual novel Let's Plays. Much of the morning being taken up by drawing lectures on stoichiometry, maybe? Maybe you don't pronounce the I's? I'd probably have to look that up after. A topic entirely unbefitting of its insufferable heat permeating the classroom. Knowing that attempting to teach anything more would be an exercise in futility, Muto gives up and begins clearing the teacher's materials from his desk for the day. As meaningless banter starts filling the classroom, I notice Hanako getting up and coming to my desk. She's been a lot less withdrawn lately, something which gives me a small measure of satisfaction. Hello, Hisao. Hey, want to go pick up Lilly then? It's close to the time when she needs to get going, if she's going to make the flight. About that. She said she might be held up a bit by her classmates. I suppose that makes sense. Her class usually gets off a little earlier than ours, so Lilly would normally have just come to our classroom. Her class must be sending her off. Well, never mind. We can wait outside her classroom for once, right? She gives a small giggle before nodding, the two of us taking our things and leaving for 3-2's classroom. When we reach our destination, I stop in idle amusement at the scene inside. One of the shorter girls from the class has Lilly wrapped in an enthusiastic hug, her head no higher than Lily's chin. Her other friends, of which there are several, are gathered around her as well. Lilly simply smiles kindly and hugs her back. I guess Lilly must be pretty popular. Compared to Shizune's harsh but fair dictatorship in 3-3, Lilly seems more like a mother figure for 3-2, to say nothing of her height and looks. Kenji poignantly cooler demeanor as he packs up his things at his seat in the back corner of the classroom is expected. He's no doubt far from a fan of the fuss being made about Lily's leaving. Looking beside me and seeing Hanako following my gaze, I decided to finally enter the room. Afternoon, Lilly. It's just me and Hanako. Hanako withers noticeably when exposed to the din being made around Lilly. Trying as she might, I doubt she'll ever completely get over her social anxiety. Hello. Lilly manages to work out our positions reasonably well. Her classmates detach herself without a second word. A look of slightly exasperation is written on Lily's face, though I can't say I blame her. Hello, Isao, Hanako. Do we have much time before the flight leaves? I give a quick glance at my watch. Taking the trip to the airport into account, there's a good 10, maybe 15 minutes left while still allowing for contingencies. Yeah, we still have a few minutes to kill. I wouldn't worry about missing it yet. Ah. Is this Hanako? Uh-oh. I think we've inadvertently become entangled in Lily's social web. The girl is probably part of the legally blind faction of the class, like Kenji, given her almost window pane-like spectacles. Her short, roughly cut hair gives her a look that fits her excitable expression. Hello, She takes Hanako's hand and pulls it up and down enthusiastically. I really don't get how girls can be so social to someone they only know as a friend of a friend. While Hanako exchanges nervous greetings, I look around the room for my short and overdressed next-door neighbor. Try as I might, he seems to have slipped out of the classroom without anyone noticing. For a moment, I try to think of possible career paths that could reasonably benefit from his single skill, before putting my mind to more pertinent matters. Lilly seems pleased, if somewhat guarded, about the enthusiasm Hanako suddenly excited from those around her. She might not see it, but Hanako's much less panicked about the affair than I anticipated. Shuffling my way through the gaggle of classmates, I eventually managed to reach her. Don't worry, Hanako's fine. Thank you. I thought she might be overwhelmed by them. Don't worry, we'll be gentle. Both of us grimace in unison. Hanako's nervous grin stays plastered on her face as another couple of girls move in to meet her. It's kind of amazing that even just a month ago, she'd never been able to cope with a situation such as this. Even when I first met her, the two of us completely alone, she sprinted from the library. So, got everything you need? It's all packed. I just have to go to my room and pick it up on the way, and Hanako and I need to change. I guess we better get going then, Hanako. Why do I not have to change? Maybe I want to wear some casual Hisao wear. Did you ever think about that? I guess I can understand. Definitely Lilly. Like, she can't go on the plane in her school uniform. So, but I don't understand why Hanako does. Hanako's head flicks up towards us in a flash, her face rather unmistakably appreciating the chance of extricating herself from the small group of who's gathered around her. Coming! The long taxi ride to the airport is surprisingly pleasant, despite the three of us being rather squashed together to fit in the small back seat. On the other hand, maybe despite isn't the right word. Lilly pays the fare to the driver as we file out, Hanako's eyes flittering left and right. Thankfully, there aren't too many people around, most of them being inside the main building rather than milling around the outside. It isn't hard to spot Akira and Hideaki leaning against a fence while talking to pass the time. A large black travel bag, complete with wheels and travel handle, leans against the fence alongside them. Hideaki is the first to notice us, pointing us out to Akira, who gives an over-enthusiastic wave. Hey, hey! I grab Lily's travel bag for her as we go to meet the two, earning a nod of appreciation. Got all my stuff here. Got yours. Plane ticket as well. Don't worry, I have everything. You? Yep, all ready to go. Not without some problems along the way, I might add. The snide remark has his head roughly dragged around by a very firmly clamped-on hand. Haha, yeah, kinda sorta forgot. It was in my trousers pocket. Trousers that I'd put in the wash. Oh, no. Don't worry. Did you know you can print out tickets in your order online nowadays? It's really cool. Hideaki's pained expression says that this wasn't a solution found quickly. It could have been worse, I guess. We'd better start off then. Check-in should be ready by now. Yeah, you're right. There's a certain amount of wistfulness in both their voices. To say nothing of the people left behind, meeting their family again after all these years would be big for them. Aww! Oh my god! Look how cute Hanako is. She's even got a little hat. Oh, she's got the little hat. Isn't that just cute? Lily. Hanako wraps Lily in a gentle hug to say goodbye, one which is warmly reciprocated. There you go, buddy. You said the word. Reciprocated. Lily and I share a brief hug afterwards, each of us saying our goodbyes. Man, dude, this is when you're supposed to make your move, dude. Give her a little peck on the cheek at least, no? Beside us, Akira and Hideaki break off from a small hug and a word or two between them. It would probably look quite nice if not for the almost comedical height difference between the two. Lily takes a hold of her sister's arm once all that needs to be said in farewells is said, the two walking past the huge glass doors. Goodbye, Asao. Goodbye, Hanako. See ya. Don't do anything stupid, shorty. We wave at them until they disappear from sight in the throng of people moving about inside. And then we're alone. Well, that's it. I turn to see Hideaki already beginning to walk off. See ya. He throws a hand into the air in a manner I expect of Akira. In the end, it's just Hanako and me left standing outside. I rest my hand on her shoulder. She absent-mindedly gazes towards the front of the doors of the building, as she might catch a glimpse of either of the two before they disappear. Don't worry, the time will pass fast. She hesitates for a moment, but eventually nods. With the scorching heat of the summer sun beaming down on us, we make our way to the nearby bus stop. It's strange, really. Just when I'd begun to see Lily differently, she leaves on what almost feels like a pilgrimage to the past. In a way, though, that's just what I've been doing since coming to Yamaku. As much as I may reflect on everything that's happened to me, I really am hardly unique. Everyone has their own circumstances and separate paths to get where they are now. Yet, I still can't really work out how I should proceed. My life may have practically been reset. and I still can't find anything that satisfactorily fills the hole I feel in myself. Maybe Lily's leaving will be a good thing for me. Without her to lean on, I'll need to do more for myself. I'll have to be there for Hanako as well. It feels strange to have so much changing so quickly after my months in that hospital that seems to exist so separately from reality, but that's all the more reason for me to keep focused. You can't let any opportunity slip out of my fingers in my attempt to rebuild my life. Act 3. Present. I wonder if that was actually Hanako's hand. And the only reason why I know that's Hanako's hand is because it had the burn marks on it. I rest my chin on my hand as I absent-mindedly look out the window. Yet another of Muto's lectures droning on as if it were endless. Alright, really? I thought that he was in the middle of the class, but no, they gave him main character protagonist window seat. They did it. Unless he's just like, because I really thought that Misha was at the end. So he's sitting beside her, would put her, but then she has to be close to Shizune as well, right? So I may be in front of her, which would put me at a window seat. I guess. I never really put a lot of thought on where he was, but he's by the window, so he still fits into main protagonist by the window. One of my favorite images is, I think it was from Yu-Gi-Oh! It was one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was like Duel Links or whatever, not Duel Links, but that other one that's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, it just says on the bottom, it says spot the main character, and like everybody looks normal, but the main character has like fucking frisbee hair. Like his head is made out of like chunks of orange. I love that. And I kind of like the fact that Hisao doesn't really, he just looks like a regular dude from what we've seen. The summer sky is almost alluring in its bright cerulean splendor. Only the odd passing cloud breaks up the deep blue expanses. This feeling of longing is probably the outdoor side of me yearning to escape. Nakai, could you answer this? That side of me lost to the past now, though. In that case, I think it would use the ane suffix? Correct. Moving on, the suffix for... As my attention towards Muto slips once again, I spot Misha giving me an enthusiastic thumbs up and nod at her to settle her down. So, okay. Maybe I'm sitting behind Misha. Because if she was behind me, then I couldn't see the thumbs up. But she's not sitting beside me, she's sitting in front of me. And Shizune is sort of off to the side in our, like, I guess this would be 2 o'clock position? I don't know. Now, where we are in the class, I know it doesn't matter, but it's just one of those things. It's been a handful of days since Lilly left for Scotland, days which have passed relatively peacefully. Life largely continues as usual in contrast to what I expected. While thoughts of her have danced around on the edge of my mind since she left, present events managed to subdue them, at least for the time being. So I find myself idly chatting with Hanako, as usual, when lunchtime finally rolls by. Are the later ones in the series good as well? Not really. You're probably best off just sticking to the original. His later books didn't live up to it, other than maybe God Emperor. Thanks. I wasn't really sure if... As Hanako steps to the side, I see Shizune stride up in her typical business-like manner, flanked by her ever-present bright-haired shadow. Try as I might, I can't read any hint of their intent from their faces. Shizune's poker face and Misha's seemingly boundless cheerfulness are a devilish combination. Yeah, imagine that. It's like you've got one person that's like super excited and happy that you can't read them, and then the other one is super stoic and stern, and you're just like, where do we lie in this? how do I proceed? Morning, Shizune, Misha. Hi. I accentuate the greeting with a nod to Shizune in order to get the point across. She promptly and curtly returns the gesture to both of us. It's been a long while since I've really talked to either of them. For a while I thought they might be avoiding me, but I eventually came to the conclusion that Shizune really isn't the type to do so. Morning! Shi-chan says that Muto wants to see you sometime. Because of this statement, my face contorts as if I'd just eaten spoiled food, giving Misha no end of amusement. Wah! Anyone think you were in trouble, He-chan? You may not be aware of it, but you have the least to worry about out of anyone in the class. What an unexpected vote of confidence. Even Hanako nods hesitantly to affirm the point. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. There was something I wanted to ask you, though. And what might that be, He-chan? I have a feeling this won't go over well, but here goes. Is there any reason why you and Lilly don't get along? It seems like even a little civility would help you both in your duties. Shizune's cold stares after Misha happily signs the words stops me in my tracks. In hindsight, I really could have worded that better. And we'll see the aftermath of that tomorrow. So take care, guys. Stay frosty, and I'll see you tomorrow.